Hello everybody and welcome back to the Valley of the Old Farm. Now before we continue today, I just want to say really quickly that Ballincraig Estate is going to be continuing in the next day or so. I just really want to make a good start with the harvesting. I don't think we'll ever finish it today, but we're going to be doing various different jobs at the same time as harvesting, really because we have to. There's not really another way of doing it. For example, power food. They've completely run out, the cows, and really, we need to do it. So we can't just be at the combine harvester the whole time, which in a way might be a good thing, because it's going to break everything up. In the time that we do have spare, we will drive the combine harvester, but I don't know if there's going to be too much of that. So, to begin with, we need to fully unload the combine harvester just here, and we're going to make sure that it can keep going for as long as possible while we go and make some power food. Now with this being canola, it does mean the combine harvester is going to fill up fairly slowly, slowly compared to wheat or barley. So we should be able to do some power food, hopefully, the time it takes to fill the tank, but we will see. So I'm just going to unload it. Let me just spin around, it's probably going to be easier. Me trying to reverse one of these things is just a disaster. It just doesn't really work. You would not want to watch it, really. It's just a mess. Yes, I think I explained that pretty well. Okay, here goes. Let's get it all unloaded. And then we'll take the Unimog, because it's a really fast vehicle. And actually, if we really wanted to, we could do the power food with the Unimog. We could attach the power food mixer to it. Total mix ration. So luckily, the trailer is a fairly high capacity trailer. 30,000 litres, which equates to many of these combine harvester loads. Right, the combine is almost empty. We'll get it right to the end. There we go. So hopefully the tractor is not in the way. I'll make sure it does continue before we go. Last thing I want to do is get back to here and discover the combine is still stuck where we left it. But it does seem to be okay. Very good. Okay, so over to the yard. Let's start this mixture. Hopefully we can finish this mixture. Hopefully it is also just the one load. I'm fairly sure it is. Let's drive on the right hand side of the road. There we go. So we do have all the ingredients. That is not a problem. It's just a case of the right amount. But since the previous episode when the last episode when I did power food mixture, which was a few episodes back, I've had quite a few people casting their opinion on the best way of doing it, and I wasn't too far off, to be honest. It was just the straw. Apparently I can get away with putting a whole straw bale in, so that is all fine. So we'll do that today. The 2 hay, the 1 straw, and the rest is silage, and it should be a really good mixture. Well, in the time it's taken me to get back to here, the combine harvester has filled up 12%, 13%. If you want to push it. So yeah, actually there is no vehicle on the power food mixer, so we will actually do it with the Unimog, which does seem to be what looks to be an unusual setup, but there's absolutely no reason at all why we can't do this. We have the hitch, we have the PTO, so it should be really good. We're going to use the JCB telehandler and the tractor for this job. The reason why we're using the telehandler is because it's got the bucket, and the tractor is because it has the bale spike. We could use the skid steer, but I think the tractor will be more efficient for reaching into the power food mixer. So, where is the tractor? Story of my life. Losing stuff in Farming Simulator. Well, it won't be far, that's for sure. Nope, it wasn't far away at all. So we're all set up already for the 2 hay bales to begin with, and the straw bales. It doesn't actually matter which order we do it in. If we know the mixture, we can do it any order we want to, but I do tend to do silage last. We'll do the hay first, and then the straw. We do actually have some straw on the ground outside. I think we'll probably put that into the cow's bedding instead of messing around putting it in the mixer. Right, so this could really do with a good tidy up. Can I actually get away with picking that up? No, I can't. It could have been good, but no. Well, I have created somewhat of a stack. It should be alright, hopefully. There we go. 2 bales. Don't get stuck on the building, and we should be alright. Wow. Who would have thought it'd be so difficult to get some hay bales out of the hayloft. Right, there we go. In-cab view is probably going to be required, and for the 3rd time in a row, I have not put the steering column down. And when these have actually been put in, I'm going to start the mixer up, just to make it look good. It doesn't actually make a difference at all in FS, but without it mixing, it does look a bit weird. It does mix temporarily when you first put it in, but I think we'll find it does stop. Because the engine isn't even running. There we go. So that's all started up. Very good. And now for the straw bale, which I mentioned. Yeah, that camera is a good camera, but not when you haven't got a bale on. Right, so here goes. In case you're wondering why I actually did say I really hope there's only one load to do, it's because we're not going to be teleporting, so I have to keep driving it to and from the combine harvester. And as you can probably imagine, it will start to get very slow. The job will get very slow and painful if you have to do it multiple times. So, I have managed to spike a second bale there. There we go. Just going to put this one into the mixer, and then into the JCB with the silage. Now, I think the cows actually do require quite a bit, more than just the power food. It's something we're going to build up on slowly. Now into the JCB, and if I don't say this myself, I would say that I've done alright so far in the series, maintaining the animals, which is a first, so I'm quite pleased with that. But yes, they are going to have many more different things, because we did actually have to skip another day in the previous episode to be able to start the harvest. And that of course knocks all of their requirements down even further, so they need water again, I should think, probably more silage, more straw bedding, probably more grass as well. We will see, but the straw is there, so that's alright. But the silage for the power food, that is the next job. So we'll get this scooped up, and actually I might as well just bring up the menu. Yeah, not looking too good, although the grass is very good actually. The grass or the hay. Silage, power food, water, straw. That's what we need. It may well be 2 of these loads into here, from what I can remember from before. And anything which doesn't fit, we can just... Oh, wow, not even one load. Anything which doesn't fit can go into the trough inside, but as it turned out to be only 10%, we might as well top it up anyway, once we have delivered this lovely stuff. 16,000 litres, and that, I can safely say, is more than they require. Usually when I say that I'm totally wrong, but I know this for a fact because I said that last time, and I can remember from last time, so at least I can't make the same mistake twice. Now the power food is actually 100% empty, so 0% basically. There is a cow here. Oh, can't look behind me. There you go, cow. Lovely power food for you. The mixture's good. So that's all very perfect, really. Combine harvester is currently 73% full, so we are going to have to head back over there to do the unloading. Although technically the workers should have the intelligence to unload it on their own. Let's see if they do. But that's all good. Look, 9,600 litres. I'm assuming, well, we had 16,000 litres there. I'm assuming it did actually just put it into a different category. It did do. Silage went into here. So that is actually very, very good. It's going to save us a bit of work. Split it into different categories. Whoa, almost crashed into the cultivator. Forgot it was there. Let's try and get past it this time. In fact, we might be able to keep this over here. We'll turn it off. There we go. And we'll switch the engine off here too. So, yes, like I say, the combine should unload itself. In the meantime, we'll grab another bucket load of silage and we'll put it into the cow's trough to fulfill that requirement. And then I think we really are looking at water. It pretty much is water. The straw is, again, a very easy thing to do. It's just throw a bale in there and they should love it. Here, cows, have a bale. You can wrap it yourself. That is probably the situation we're going to put them in, since we are going to give them just a whole bale, but we will give them this piece of straw over here too, just to clear the place up. And if we do have time, we'll have a bit of tractor washing today as well, because that is something which I desperately need to do. Go for another full bucket load. I really do hope the silage which we have here is going to be enough for the rest of the series. I think it will be, because we have other things as well, such as hay. They don't always just need silage. But it's very hard to judge how much you actually do need. I suppose the safest thing to do is just to absolutely pack your silage pit full, and then if it turns out you do have a surplus amount of silage, just sell it. That seems to be the best approach. So you benefit from it two ways. Right, is that going to be enough? Yes, it is. So we are just at the straw and then the water, and we will give the sheep some hay as well, because we're very generous. We like to give the sheep stuff before they actually fully require it, which I suppose is just what you call farming. A good farmer, making sure they always have a good amount of hay and food and water and straw and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, as you'll notice, I'm not used to it because I just neglect the animals on FS. I always do. But I'm doing it properly. Yeah, it's a big shock to the system, which it really shouldn't be, but it is. But I'm sure it will please a lot of people, because over the last 2-3 years when I've been doing these FS videos, the amount of negative comments I've had about me neglecting animals is just ridiculous. Like, I can actually search my comments for, well, if I search, for example, the word neglect or something, it's going to be basically about the animals in one of my series. It's funny really, because in real life I would never neglect an animal. I love animals, but in FS it was all so tempting before, but now it isn't. So I don't know what's changed. Maybe I just now want to do it properly. So, not a great deal of it, but here is some straw for you. Good grief, somebody has made a mess over here. We'll get rid of that. That can go straight into a greenhouse. Hopefully it all fits in our bucket. It's all these days which have passed. It's all been piling up, and no, it does not all fit in our bucket. We'll have to grab the rest of it later. But that is free manure, we don't have to buy it this time. It's a big difference. It's not really a problem buying it, because it's very cheap anyway. But if we could always run the greenhouses 100% from our own produce, it would be better, but not an awful lot better, because like I say, it's peanuts really, the amount of money it costs to buy the manure. So, which is the lucky greenhouse? Let's say the nearest one to us, because I'm lazy like that. Yes, that'd be good. So, ooh, look at all that wool we've got over there. We've got 2 full pallets by the look of it. One of them may be just slightly off full, but actually, I won't go to the nearest because this one over here looks quite empty. And I think the combine harvester has finished. So we'll move it on in a minute or two. Looks like that one is full. We have 5% left for this lucky one over here. Although 5% isn't a great deal. There we go. Right, bear with me. Here's the lucky bale, the one which has already been picked up once and dropped. Perfect, there we go, and we'll close the door. Look at that lovely layer of fresh straw. Well, they will appreciate it. We will be going back in there actually in a second with some water. But we'll probably do sheep first. I'm going to do the sheep off screen just to speed up the process. And there we go. So this should look absolutely incredible on the health page. Look at that. Everything is totally green, all legitimately done. I thought I'd say that just in case somebody thinks I've cheated the numbers, but no. All done in-game in the last 15 minutes or so. Thank you also to everybody who has posted a comment about the health. Apparently if you were to sell the cows and rebuy them, that would sort the issue, an issue with seasons. But to be honest, if it's just a percentage, then it doesn't bother me at all. Unless it is actually impacting on the amount of money we're getting, but it doesn't seem to be because we seem to be raking it in anyway. So that is us done in the yard. We're now going to go and do everything else in the field. The rest of the episode is going to be in the field doing some harvesting. Cow, you're about to walk into a spike and you will feel it. Now you're about to walk into a tractor and you've, well, not felt it somehow. Whew. What a daredevil. Right, let's leave. Try and get out of here without crashing. I do need to tidy this place up a bit. In fact, I will wash this tractor before we leave, because I'm getting a lot of comments about it. And to be honest, it's not looking that clean. I suppose it is spending most of its time in the animal shed, which doesn't really help. Now, did I buy a pressure washer? I don't think I did, but I will check. Always a safe thing to do. Okay, so I do have one. I'm not quite sure where. I definitely do though, because I've just seen it. There it is. Okay, so I can't teleport over to it to find out where it is, but I must have placed it, I assume. There is a water fountain which is actually used for filling up the tanker, but we're not going to, because it does cost us money. And really, for the sake of driving over to the river, it's worth the saving, because it's not cheap. It's surprisingly expensive. Anyway, if I did place this pressure washer, I've lost it. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Well, it will turn up, I'm sure. What usually happens is I'm staring straight at it and I say I can't see it. The same thing may happen again. Yeah, I genuinely have lost it. Or maybe I've never found it. I don't know. The amount of pressure washers I've placed on various maps over the years over the last year or so, is absolutely astonishing. I'm probably looking straight at it, and if I am, I will definitely be told about it. That's for sure. Yeah, I always thought that you could actually go and find the placeable which you've put down, but it doesn't look like you can do with the pressure washers. Yeah, I can guarantee it's not far away. I can always just get rid of it though, if I put another one in. I vaguely remember putting one in, so it can't be far away. So, where shall we put this one? We'll put it there. There's no harm in having two. Just to give it a good wash. I have been pestered and pestered to wash my tractors, so there we are. We're cleaning the Fendt with a pressure washer we probably don't need. Okay, there we go. Are we happy? Hopefully we are. Again, if I have placed that pressure washer pretty much next to another one, please do let me know. And if you know where the other one is, again, please feel free. I have a tendency to place pressure washers in grass, so that's probably why I can't see it. Well, we're off to the next field, as you can see over there. The field is completely finished, probably should have shown you it closer up, but we will be going back there later. So the trailer behind us, which has a capacity of 30,000 litres, is 57% full from the one field. So mathematicians, how full is it in litres? If I was to have a wild guess, I would say 16 or 17,000 litres full. Let's see how far off I was. 17,206. If you said that before me showing you, well done. I would never have known. So yes, we're off to the very small field. We have 3 canola fields in total. Field 25 is our next stop. Field 65 is the final stop for canola. which is actually really annoying because they're all very small fields and they're very sparsely situated. So there's not really anything we can do about it except for do the crops in a random order, but I really do want to do the canola first and get it all out of the way, because after this we will be focusing on baling while the combine is working, and I don't really want to be doing canola as well, if that all makes sense. Hopefully it does do. So yes, we're going to finish off with this field today. We'll then I probably will do the other field off screen, 65, and then we'll be kicking things off with a cereal crop in the next episode, so we'll be getting the baler out as well. It's taken a long time to get here, but here we are. Let's just hope we can get the header through the... Is there a gate? Oh, there's no gate. Fantastic. That really does help things, because sometimes gates can be annoying. But actually, in this map, look at the size of the gates. They're huge. It's already been anticipated that we're going to get stuck on gates. Good. I was supposed to cancel the following vehicle. There we go. That did it. Okay, so I actually didn't put the reel down on the combine's header, which is foolish. But it didn't fall off, which is good. And look, I've remembered the PTO as well. Now this field is... Oh, don't hit the pole. That was so close. This field is small. So I'm actually not going to unload at all until the end, because there's absolutely no point at all. I'm also not going to use a worker, because again, there is absolutely no point. Right, we'll turn the beacons off. Hopefully we can do it all from the interior view, first camera view, first person view. Look at that pretty river. It is actually a very pretty map. I'm so busy most of the time thinking about what to do next, I don't really appreciate the map, and I should do. It is a beautiful environment to be in. And I've got to say, I do love the map a lot. But it is very big, so to be able to actually play on all of the map, like all of the fields or just a few of the fields in different areas, even that is going to be quite tricky, because look how vast it is. Like, look at the bottom left hand corner of the map. Never even been there except for drive through on the road. It's just, if I was to do some episodes down in the bottom left hand corner, it would probably feel like a totally different map, because it is so far away from here. And maybe I should do. Maybe we should buy some fields down there. But the thing is, because we're only going to do one in-game year, there's actually no point in buying any fields, because there'll be nothing to do to them. Having said that, we could do some harvesting for another farmer. We don't have to even buy the field. We could do some contracting, which isn't a bad idea, but we must get our fields done first, and when we've done our fields, you never know, the farmers around us might have already done theirs as well. How are we doing? Yep, munching through it in no time, as predicted. As for the canola in the trailer, we're going to most likely put it into storage unless the price is good, because we do have money. If we were in our usual position, which thankfully we're not in this series, we would sell it straight away, because we would just be so desperate for money, but we just don't need it. £164,000, mostly thanks to the greenhouses, but also the cows and the sheep as well. My guess is in the next episode we will actually be doing that field there, but as I've said, before we do that, off screen, I will have actually left this entire area to go down to field 65. Yep, 65, to finish off the canola harvest. I'm wondering, should we bale every cereal crop so that we get the money from the bales, or should we just speed things up and just harvest it and chop the straw in most fields and just bale a few? Obviously this is most likely going to depend on how much baling you want to see, because if we were to bale every single field, which can be baled, it is going to take a very long time creating the bales, stacking the bales, selling them. So I think I will probably do a few fields not all. But if you're seriously desperate to see every single field done, then please let me know. And this is going to finish off the field. So we'll put the auger out, hopefully I can get past all of these poles without crashing into them. Should be able to. But the combine is performing very well, very pleased that I went for this one. Obviously it's not huge, but it really doesn't need to be, especially if we have a worker. So there we go. Let's creep past here. It might be slightly tricky, I might have made things harder for myself, but it should be possible. Ooh, yep. And we finish off with an extra 2,500 litres, I think it was. Let's see what we get in the trailer. Well, we won't hit 20,000 litres. I don't think. No, 19,794 litres, which is very good. So, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.